What's up guys, my name is Timbo and Solstice of Heroes is here. With it comes some new activities, milestones, masterwork gear to collect, and the main thing that everyone's playing for, that ghost shell with the sunglasses. You want that more than the armor sets, don't lie to me. Solstice of Heroes introduces some familiar, but new mechanics to the game, some of which are the combination of Solstice Key Fragments and Solstice Packages. While these fragments just seemingly out of nowhere started dropping everywhere, there seems to be a lack of information on the most efficient ways to collect them. Farming for key fragments makes up a lot of the Solstice Heroes event, as gathering them allows you to open up Solstice Packages, which contains all kinds of loot, enchantment cores, and materials. These key fragments will expire during the end of the event, so it's best to use them all up as quickly as possible. In this video, I'm going to go over the most efficient ways to farm these fragments for both solo players and full fire teams. Since everything has always got to be the fastest and easiest, because people don't like putting in large amounts of effort and time if they don't have to, I'm going to try my best to move through this information as quickly as I possibly can. Right off the bat, and I admit this is pretty obvious, you can gather a decent amount of key fragments just by playing the game and completing the activities working towards upgrading your gear. There are faster ways to do it, as I will explain in a bit, but if your top priority is to upgrade your gear, then by just playing the game and participating in public events, strikes, gambit matches, and crucible, you will get a good amount. Completing your milestones, whether they're daily or weekly, will drop fragments too, so make sure to do those. One important tip before going out and just playing the game is to stop by Eververse and collect a Solstice Key Fragment magnet. It's kind of hard to say. It only costs 50 bright dust and will give you an increased number of key fragments for every activity you complete. Getting into some other more general ways to obtain Solstice Key Fragments includes the EAZ, or European Aerial Zone, which is the European Dead Zone, but just in the sky now, I guess. All I know is that it just increases the chances of me falling off the map, which is never a good thing. The EAZ is most effective if you're playing in a group because, typically speaking, if you're able to communicate and play as a team, you can kill more mini-bosses. The number of mini-bosses you kill before the time expires is directly tied to the number of chests that spawn afterward. So in theory, the more efficient you are at killing bosses, the more key fragments you're able to obtain. Making sure to collect and complete Ava's bounties are another way to get some extra key fragments. They can typically be collected by doing other activities at the same time. A big part of farming is multitasking, so try to combine as many of these things as possible. If you're able to do a milestone activity that completes a bounty while also works on upgrading your gear, all while you have a fragment magnet going, you'll be all set. Bounties reward 5 keys per completion, so completing 3 of them will get you enough to open up 1 package. I know, Timbo, the math genius over here, he knows how to multiply 5 times 3, who would have thunk? Now with those general things out of the way, what are some actual ways to farm Solstice Key Fragments on their own? In this video, I'm going to share 2 highly effective methods. Highly effective. One that requires a good amount of effort, and another that requires practically no effort at all. The first of which is Nightfall Strikes, and I know what you're thinking, but Timbo, I have no friends. Well, first of all, that's a lie, because I'm your friend. And if you need some people to play with, you can go ahead and follow the link in the description to join my Discord server, which is filled with hundreds of people, a lot of which are Destiny players looking to form groups. All I ask is that you're subscribed to the channel before you join. While they require some effort and a full fire team, doing Nightfall Strikes effectively will earn you about 150 key fragments per hour. Whether you have the magnet going or not, a Nightfall completion on average will get you about 25 fragments per run. This number can go higher though. I've gotten as much as 28, which would make the total fragments per hour 168. To complete them fast, I recommend doing the Tree of Probabilities this week, as that can be cleared in like 10 minutes. Just make sure to use the challenge card to adjust the level handicap and add a preferred singe that the enemies aren't using to make it easier for yourself. You can also go crazy and add heavy weight while you're at it, because who doesn't need more power ammo? The other way to farm keys is much slower and something you're probably only going to want to do when you're at work or sleeping or something like that. Yes, the Afk Forge method doesn't just work for getting an obscene amount of planetary materials, it works for getting key fragments too. If you're unfamiliar with how to do the Afk Forge method, I'm sure there's plenty of YouTube videos out there on it, but basically, you get your light down really low, you load into the forge, and you just never touch the controller. You'll fail the activity, but you'll still get rewards, and the activity will end before the game recognizes that you're away. So you'll just get looped into matchmaking again without getting booted for being inactive. And on that kind of slimy, cheating note, this guide is over. Solstice Packages can grant you legendary gear, enchantment cores, and once you've earned the legendary Solstice gear, additional versions of this armor can drop with random rolls and enhanced perks. So you're going to want to stock up on as many key fragments as possible. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, letting me know by dropping a like is greatly appreciated. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. I'm pretty sure the Vanguard won the poll, so that video should be coming in the next few days. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next one.